Welcome to Operation Escape the Cell. Before we move any further in this Webquest, I want to take a few minutes to show you some important things that you will need to be successful during this Webquest. First of all, while you're reading the task portion, if you will notice, there is a digital journal for you to keep up with all of your information. If you will click the digital journal, it will have you make a copy to your Google Drive, and that copy will be stored for you in your Google Drive. Secondly, when you're finished reading, you will move on to the process. There are 3 parts within the process. Each part gives you new information that you will use along the way. So let's proceed to part 1. In part 1, you will notice some new graphics. There are headphones. Anytime you see a headphone next to a title, you need to put the headphones on prior to starting that activity. That means there is audio with the activity. So what you will do is you will click on the title of the activity after you have on your headphones, and it will launch you where you need to go. Alrighty, we've finished all of the tasks in part 1, which is learning about the organelles of the cells. Move on to part 2. There's always 2 places you can go to move on to the next step. At the bottom of the page or at the top of the page under processes. So you click to part 2, you move on. Again, there's your headphones. Be sure to put them on before you move any further. Go through part 2, move on to part 3. Please remember you are always documenting in your digital journal. Again, we have headphones in part 3 in 2 different places. Once you have finished part 3, you're going to evaluation. This is where you're going to show what you're learning. Please pay close attention to the rubric. The rubric gives very specific details that you will need to complete to be successful in this Webquest. You may choose multiple forms of your presentation. You may choose to make a Prezi. You may choose to make a website. You may choose to make a children's book. Whatever you choose, please make sure that you have used the rubric to determine what needs to go in there. Next, you'll go to conclusion. After you've finished your product, please take the survey. Now, if you get to a point where you have questions, if you'll come to the More button and go to Resources. There are resources that will show you how to make a video for each type of technology that you will be using. Please feel free to ask your teacher if you need additional help.